Health Watch this morning. With a rise in hearing loss, audiologists are in high demand across the U.S., including right here at home.
Yeah, hearing aid specialists at Audiology HQ help patients adapt to new technology and noisy spaces. Joining us today is Audiology HQ President and CEO Dave Dutson to talk about the growing demand. Dave, good morning.
Good morning, Emily. Good morning, Travis.
Hey,
Yeah,
thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Why is this such a quickly growing demand? Why are we seeing this trend of really needing hearing aid specialists and audiologists?
Well, for one, the population of our hearing care needs is growing because the world's population has been increasing by 10% year over year. And so many people are suffering from hearing loss. Baby boomers are more and more of them are getting hearing aids and needing to address their hearing loss. And so basically, the population's growing, but there's not a lot of people joining our market from a desire to work, desire to help people hear better. In addition, more and more people are becoming aware of hearing loss. There's been a lot of studies related to dementia and Alzheimer's that have been coming out that have helped people understand. And so more people are getting their hearing care needs met. But many are suffering and they don't address those losses and those needs. And so that's the sad part, and it affects families and affects homes and individuals' lives.
So when we talk about this high demand, just repainting the picture that you just put out there, we are seeing a large chunk of baby boomers reach that 80-year age threshold there. Of course, that plays a factor along with the shortage. What is the demand right now? What would fix this problem?
We need more people that are interested in helping people hear better. It is an awesome career. It's a path that many people don't even think about. Some hearing instrument specialists don't need a degree in many of our markets. Audiologists need a degree. There are many things that people should do to address their hearing loss, but that's a simple solution. We need more people that are interested in helping people hear better. And that's the mission that we have at Audiology HQ. Is our goal is to help more people hear better every single day. And our passion and our drive is to identify those people that need help and help them improve their relationships with their family and those around them.
Well, I think that's an interesting point too, Dave. For a long time, I think we've always kind of thought about hearing loss as just something that happens as you get older, but there is so much new research, looking at the impact that has not just on your hearing, but all other aspects of your health. This is a career where someone could really have a chance to make an impact.
Yeah, the key is that we want to attract people that understand how to help people, how to address the need that's there, and to make a difference in people's lives. There are over 5,100 hearing aid clinics, which is an increase in the nation year over year, and our population from those suffering has increased 10%. So if you figure that out, that's about 13,750 aging Americans who have hearing loss.
Wow.
And there are very few people looking to join in audiology and in hearing instrument specialists in this field. And we need people that are interested, come and talk to us, come and learn more about careers that we have. It's not extremely difficult to become a hearing instrument specialist. Like I said, it doesn't require an associate's or a bachelor's or a doctorate degree.
All right, Dave, appreciate it. And again, where should people go if they want to, check out any information or maybe even some advice to those who are maybe looking into that hearing care profession?
Look us up at www.audiologyhq.com or give us a call. Our phone numbers and our locations are stop by our store, stop by our clinics, and we have 3 of them, one in Beaverton, one in Oregon City, and one in Albany. Able Hearing and Mid-Valley Hearing are the names of our clinics. And our goal, like I said, is help everyone understand better how hearing loss impacts not only the individual's lives, but those around them.
Yeah.
And those that are interested in learning more about these careers, just give us a call or look at our website.
Okay.
Do a Google search and find more about how to become a hearing instrument specialist.
It is a great conversation to be having. Dave, thank you so much for being here and helping us learn a little more. And if you want to learn more about Audiology HQ, of course, we'll have a link to their website on KOIN.com as well.
It is